Weakness to warrior mindset. Today's episode is about what a man needs to know in order to be a man. Number one thing he needs to know, he needs to have the ability for violence. And I don't mean that type of violence. I mean he needs to learn how to fight. He needs to be able to take a hit and hit back. You need to learn how to box. You need to take up MMA. You need to take up jiu-jitsu. You need to learn stick fighting. You need to learn some sort of self-defense. Because any man that's a man can defend himself. And if you can't defend yourself, then what are you? You're just a punching bag. That also lies in with physical fitness. You need to be fit to be able to be in a fight. Remember, evil only preys on those who are shy and weak. If you're a strong man, people that are set out to do harm will not harm you. They may try, but you can fight back. That's where adversity comes in. You need to do hard things. You need to get out, and when it's 90 degrees, you need to go for a walk. When it's 100 degrees, you need to go out for a walk. When it's hot out, you need to go out for a walk. When it's raining, you need to go out for a walk. Real men don't run in the rain. And I don't mean like jogging or anything. I also mean like when you're outside and it starts to rain, you just don't run for the car. Men don't do that. If you're afraid of getting wet, then what kind of a man are you? Just walk in the rain. You're going to get wet either way. At least do it with pride and dignity. Being out in the cold, you need to learn to suffer the cold. When it's cold out, go for a walk. It'll increase your testosterone. But back to learning to fight. Take up boxing. Even if you go, once, twice a week. You'll find a gym with a freaking, heavy bag, speed bag. You got YouTube. You can learn how to throw a couple combos. You don't think you're going to be able to win a fight in 10 seconds. That's what wimps do. Like, the real fight begins after 30 seconds. Most fights don't last more than a minute. But after the first 30 seconds, if you're still standing, that dude's he's gonna run. He swings at you and you block it, you dodge it. He's not getting that freaking instant knockout haymaker and then freaking putting your ass up on YouTube while you're on the ground drooling. So you need to learn how to fight. You need to learn how to take a punch. Any man that's ever got punched in the face and got back up is a man. That's just the way it works. Bloody nose, bloody lip. At least you walked away alive. At least you stood your ground. At least you had the balls enough to frickin' stand up to the dude. Most men that learn how to fight don't fight. Because they know the consequences of their actions. Suppose something happens. It's his word against yours. And if there's a crowd of people and you're alone, it's one word against six. And if it's his boys, guess what? They're not going to be on your side. So you're going to need to learn how to fight. Whether it's dirty or clean, there's no such thing as a fair fight. The only fair fight is the one that's on the ground and the one that's standing. He who wins walks away. Wouldn't you like to be the one who walks away winning instead of lying on the ground crying and bleeding? Life isn't fair. Life isn't easy. But you got to take every advantage and get every freaking leg up on everybody you can. It's a cruel world, and it only It only puts out what you put into it. You only get back what you put into it. So, my advice is go find a boxing ring. Shadow box. I don't care if you freaking hang up a bag of rolls and punch it lightly. Give it a couple uppercuts. Hang up a freaking chicken. Go get you want to tenderize your meat? Do the old Rocky style. Hang it up in the freezer and start punching it. But you need to be able to hold your own. You need to be able to, fight your battles. You can't let everyone else fight your battles. Most of y'all fight your battles online, in your safe spaces. As soon as you grow, you talk a bunch of shit online, but out in the real world, you crumble like a cookie. You fold like a freaking taco. That's no way to be a man. When push comes to shove, you need to be able to stand up for yourself. If you're backed in a corner, there's only one way out. You're fighting your way out. And that's why fighting is a good way to, build your self-confidence, build your body, build your mind. Those who are capable of violence as far as fighting and know how to fight, they don't go out looking for fights. They're more reserved. But you better know that damn well you provoke them, you're getting an ass whooping. And it's going to be your fault. So, I'd rather be on the giving end of a fight than receiving end of a fight. That's why I've been walking to the gym. Getting my cardio up, getting my fat down, getting my body in shape. Timing how long it takes for me to go to the gym. That way on my days that that aren't my lifting days, I can walk to the gym, do a couple rounds, sparring on the freaking heavy bag, walk to work. Good physical condition. Walk to the gym, take a couple sticks, fighting sticks, learn how to stick fight. You can pick up a broom, break it in half, whoop someone's ass. Hey, it doesn't matter in the end whether you use the broom or a frickin' dinner plate. Whoever's on the ground loses. Whoever's standing is the victor. And it better be you. You should want it to be you. So many bullies out in today's society because they only pick on weak people. You never see them picking on strong men. Why? Because the bullies are weak inside and they only pick on people weaker than them. That's why you need to learn to defend yourself. You also need to learn to use firearms. Be proficient at firearms. That way you know what you're doing. Worst case scenario, hope it never comes to you, but you need to defend yourself in a situation. You know how to do it. You need to defend your castle. You know how to do it. I mean, the worst thing you can do is just, end up shooting yourself in the foot or in the leg. Then you look like a jackass. Every advantage that you have that you get a leg up on somebody is another advantage that you can walk away home, or you can walk away safe, unharmed, and not in the hospital. In the short term of things, if you go to a boxing ring or someplace and you get a bloody nose, hey, that's in the freaking boxing ring. At least you know what it feels like. At least you've been punched in the face and you can take it. Hell, I broke my nose at work. I was bending fucking a steel rod about that thick around. I was bending it into a hook for a tank, and it slipped off and smacked me in the nose. It broke my nose. Did I go to the hospital? No. Did I cry when I saw blood? No. I tore my shirt off, stuffed it in my face, went and sat down with my head back. 5 minutes later, wiped all the blood off, put the bloody shirt back on, and went back to work. That's just the way it works. In the olden days, man, that's how our grandpas used to, roll. There's not too many of them left in the world. I mean, when you're dead and gone, don't you want your grandchildren and your children's children to be like, well, you would be the grandfather, but wouldn't you want them to be telling stories about, yeah, my grandpa, man, he was the toughest man. He could spit nails and shit fire. Like, I saw that man do this, and that. That's called a legacy. I want that. I want my kid, my son, to be telling stories of me. True stories, not fake stories. True stories of how proud he was that I was his old man and how tough as nails I was. And that's what got him to be as tough as nails. And that's what made him make his son as tough as nails. And so on and so forth down to generation after generation. Raising strong men, not weak men like we have in society. Society likes weak men because they can control them. When you live life on your own terms, no one can control you. When you know how to fight, no one can fuck with you. You know you got the muscle, you got the know-how, and you got the skill. Whether you use it, that's up to you. It's up to you to be able to protect yourself. Even if you call the cops, they're maybe 5-10 minutes away. By then, things are probably already over. And one's on the ground bleeding, or worst case scenario, you got 6 people carrying you. And when six people carrying you, they're not carrying you to the hospital, bud. They're carrying you to throw dirt over you. You get my drift? The saying, I'd rather be judged by 12 men than carried by 6. It's too bad that we've gotten to this point in our life, but it's because there's too many weak men in America, or in the world in general. Society has made it too easy to become weak. Survival of the fittest is no longer. Now it's like, comfort of the fattest. That's pretty much what the society we have now. There are freaking countries in this world that want to wipe us off the face of the earth. That's not hyperbolic, that's true. There are people out in America on the streets that would probably, kill you for $5 just so they can get some crack cocaine or something. People will rob your house. They steal freaking goddamn Amazon packages off people's porches. For goodness sakes. That's why you need to learn these skills. You need to learn to fight. You need firearm proficiency. You need weapons. Whatever it be. A rock, a stick, a broom handle, a frickin' chair. Go WWE on their ass. Whatever it takes. You need to learn to fight. You need to learn to protect yourself. You need to learn to use these. Weakness to warrior mindset.